A very good day. It's a perfect Wednesday, just that it's humid, but life goes on. This is your host, Vance, here today. We are doing a live recording at the moment, and we are live at TikTok. We will be going on a telecast at 9 p.m. in YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube as well. Today's topic, we're going to talk about life after bars with my guest speaker, David King, a CEO, author, and a life coach as well. I mean, I've heard some of his speech, very inspiring for our youth, and in fact, for a lot of people as well. That's why we decided to make him to be one of our speaker as well. So, without further ado, let me invite David King. Hi, David.
Hello, hi, Vance. How are
Thank you for
you?
joining me with Kopi events, David, despite your
Yes,
busy schedule.
no worries. Thank you so much for inviting me today.
David, I know a lot of people know you in social media. You're not a beginner, you're a familiar face, but still, please, your honor, please, to do your introduction.
Okay, well, where shall I start? Basically, I run my own business for now, and I am working with youth mainly. I work with adults as well, mostly training, coaching. I'm also an author. I write books as well, like my life story, motivational books as well. So that was part of my journey. And I think right now I'm doing a bit more on TikTok. I find it more uh, more liberating to post on TikTok about things that I want to share. And also, I feel that there's people who appreciate some of the posts if I do motivate. So that kinds of help me to post more on TikTok as well. Yeah. So these are some of the things that I'm doing. Yeah.
Thank you, David. Thank you so much for the humble introduction. David, I just need you to speak a little louder. I know you
Okay.
will speak very loud, but just for the recording purpose, because our viewers may
Sure,
have
sure,
a
sure.
little bit wrong. So other than that, I think fine. Keep it
Yeah.
good. Keep it good.
Okay.
Okay,
Can.
David.
Can.
I know you have done your introduction, but I have personally see some of your videos are very inspiring that caught my attention because of the way you attract, the way you speak. Who is this David King? I know you have introduced yourself, but you are in TikTok, you are in Facebook, you are in Instagram, so and so forth. But who is this David King really is?
Okay. Everybody has different facets or different ways we can look each at each other. We have all different identity lah in a way, right? So I think my identity changes. I do a lot of things, a couple of things. It's interesting that I never thought 10 years ago I will be doing more TikToks, and I won't call myself a TikToker lah, but I do quite a bit of TikToks, that's part of a new identity that has been part of me. But if I have to say something that has been with me throughout for many years of my life, I think me as a child of God, that's how I wish to identify. When I went to first to university, I went for my sociology class, and that's the first question that the
Right.
lecturer asked, the professor asked everyone, "Who are you? Who am I?" And then everybody was saying, I'm Singaporean, I'm a student, I'm a girl, I'm a boy, I'm this, I'm that. Then I said, I'm a child of God. And then everybody went quiet. And I didn't myself expect to get that response. But that helps me to know that I know what is my identity. Lah. So I would say basically that is something that I'm very happy to be with, that identity to hold on, that I'm a child of God and to do his way, lah, to do things that would please God. Yeah. I
But are
hope
you
I'm
been
loud.
all the way like this kind of vocal? I mean, are you really very outspoken and
My audio, is it okay, or should I even
yeah, his audio is good.
enhance? Okay,
Your audio
okay.
is good. Just yeah, go ahead, buddy.
Okay, sorry, your question is.
Are you really vocal? I mean, like this, or you are like a very quieter person when you were younger?
I am quite I have two sides lah. I am introvert when I'm in a smaller setting, when I'm with new people, but in front of a stage, I can be a big extrovert lah. Or when I'm with people that I'm familiar with, I can be a big extrovert. So I think I have a split personality lah.
Okay. which is a good thing, right? I mean, you can you do things because I think when you are at your family, I think you have a different kind of a David King. But when you are out there presenting or giving motivational talks, I think that's a different, like you talk, it's a different dimensional where you actually put yourself into. What I've noticed that in your videos that you spoke about, there's very much of inspiring messages that we talk about, and not many people who want to come and talk about this very openly about behind bars. So when we're discussing about the topic, people at live TikTok, we are live right now, and people who are going to join us at 9 p.m. Please watch this because David King is openly going to share about behind bars. I mean, a lot of people don't want to share their secret. A lot of people are very secretive, but he's using his personal experiences to motivate the youth and adult as well. So, David, let's talk about this behind bars. What is it exactly that you learned, and what exactly has happened? So, David is a little joining us in TikTok and Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube as well. Just that the connection sometimes just goes off and off and on. But David is going to join us back. Hi, David, if you are there, just join back into the same link for podcast. And we are now into 6 minutes of podcast. And the topic that we are going to talk today is behind bars, right? Very inspirational topic. And now we're going to engage David on the behind bars, the only or the many things that he have learned. But let's see what is he going to share. Hi, David. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Sorry, I don't know
No problem.
connecting. Yeah.
So
So
I
what
was
was your
talking about
last
this
question?
behind bars, David.
Sorry, Mr. Vance, you're saying?
So we are talking about the behind bars, the one thing you learned
Okay.
in the hard way or
Oh,
easy way.
okay. Behind bars, the one thing you learn in the hard ways. Is it like something to do with what are some challenges inside? Is that what we are looking at?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
You can we can talk about that. Yeah, we can talk about that.
I mean, there are many challenges, lah. I mean, the biggest thing, you lose freedom, right? You lose your freedom, your family time, your opportunities in life. You have to start later than every other person who is out there, and it's also a way that your life can be totally cursed and ruined, lah. In a way that what happens is that when you come out, you feel like everything is just so blurry and unwelcoming, and you feel that maybe going back to prison would be a better option since you already know how it works. And there are people who just go back to prison and keeps it as their first home rather than their second home. They feel that they have no more home outside here. I have seen people who get old and even die in prison. All their lives they just want to be back in prison
All
because
right.
everything is provided for. So stepping into prison can be a curse because sometimes we meet the wrong people, we get more opportunities to do crime, getting more intelligent to do crime. That's what we think, lah. We end up in prison for longer span of time, right? So a lot of things come when you are inside, lah. Yeah, okay, the list goes on and on. Yeah.
All right. David. I mean, of course, there's second chances, right? Everybody make mistakes in life, right? There's no angel and there's no devils. They're all mixture of everything. But yeah, it can be the number of times or the duration there. But how do you transform into such a very inspirational person where you are now inspiring many youth?
How am I? Okay, I mean, I'm glad that I'm able to inspire people. I mean, my intention is to work with youth and teens, and is to find a way to help them not go into the wrong way, lah. So that is my purpose, and of course, share a bit of my stories, get people to make wise choices in their life. So for some, it has been inspiration. I won't say it's for everyone. I mean, as time changes, maybe people might even think, oh, gangs are so outdated, things are very different now. So it might not be for everyone, but there are people who still fall into the cracks, and they need some kind of inspiration, wisdom to help them, I would say. Yeah.
Thank you, David. Thank you. So, I mean, upon the experience that you face, a lot of times can be very demotivating, lack of self confidence, self esteem, and you feel very sometimes edgy as well. But how do you turn these so called the minus points, rather negatives, into super positive of what you are right now?
Uh, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm super positive. Life has still a lot of challenges to go through. Of course, having people who are supportive around us is important. When times are dark, there's people that we know that they still will be there for us. That plays a big role lah, in a way. We are still humans. We still need another human's love and care and support in order to keep us going. Sometimes in prison, I've seen people who have no visits from parents or family, who have no letters. And every time another person's number is being called to go out for a visit, or a number is called to say someone send you a letter, and
Yep.
then this person who doesn't have anything, I can feel how painful it is, that nobody cares. That's why, I mean, this is one thing that I also tell my kids. Sometimes they say parents are naggy, teachers are naggy,
Right.
everyone's complaining, everyone's scolding. It becomes more sad when everybody stop caring for that person. Nobody cares about you and you are on your own. And that is going to be the toughest part of your life, because you're on your own.
Right.
So as long as there are people around, I think we can still be on the right track. Like, we still can find hope, some form of light at the end of the tunnel.
And what motivated you, David? I mean, like I said in the earlier part where we talk offline, that sharing something that is quite personal. I mean, a lot of people don't want to talk about their past, especially, at least for the reason because they don't want to be labeled, judged, or even stigma about it. But then you are like, talking it very openly. You are sharing it with the intention of, hey, look, everybody make a mistakes, but I made mistakes, but look at me right now. I'm an inspiration. I mean, that's how I look at it, right? You're not declaring it, but the way you project yourself and you inspire the youth. And I know your videos, like I saw some of the videos, you talk to students saying that you make mistakes, move on before making the mistakes. I know I heard these powerful words of yours. So is this just came up from you within the younger days of yourself, or is it because something has changed for David King that inspired you to do this?
Of course, I think the beginning of my change, when I was in first incarcerated for a very very long time. I think one of the main, I was crying inside the prison cell. No, I was crying, and one of the first thing after I stopped crying, I told myself I need to find a comeback in life. Like, I lost everything, and I'm going to be stuck inside for a very long time. So I think one of the thing that was I was thinking about is I need to find some form of uh I would say some form of appreciation for my mom. She never gave up on me. She did so much. She went through a lot of challenges to bail me. She even sell the house. She was homeless for a while, for about 6 months or so, because she sold the house to bail me. She went through a lot in her life, and I feel that I've been a big letdown in her life, and I just wanted to find a way to motivate her. So when I wanted to be motivated, when I wanted to ask her to, I want to bring some kind of appreciation to her life. So I decided, okay, one of the best ways, I need to find whatever has happened, happen lah. But I want to come back outside. When I step out, I want to be a different person for her, because she put in everything for me in her life. She never give up on me, no matter how dark my past is, how bad I am, how evil I was. She only see me as her son, and for that reason, I really wanted to find a comeback. So I found that prison offers education. I thought, maybe why not give it a try? Let's
Right.
try applying for studies. So I did my N levels, O levels, A levels in prison. It took a lot. A lot of things went through in the whole process. But I think the main thing is I managed to finish everything and get a place in university. They came to prison, interviewed me, gave me a scholarship to study in SMU, Singapore Management University. So I did my double majors there. So I would say my initial motivation was my mom. And of course, eventually I found God in prison as well. That helped me to change my value systems because I think we all lack good values and beliefs in our life. That's why I made wrong choices. I mean, revenge was my value, revenge was my belief. If my friend is hurt, the only way to resolve is revenge. And I mean, sadly, I got these values from movies, especially Tamil movies, right? I would say 95% of all movies, the hero has to fight back to win.
Yep.
So you got the concept that revenge is the only way I can solve problem. Violence is the only way I can solve my problem. So I needed a new set of beliefs and values. That is when I found that I needed some guidance, lah. And then the Bible came in and it was easy for me. I was this. There's this example. There was once this friend gave me. How do you take a pail of dirty water and make it clean without throwing it away. It's full of dirty water. How do you actually clean it up? Make it full of clean water. So people might think, oh, evaporation or whatever ways they can try to, suck up the dirty water. But actually, no. The simple way is just let new water flow into it. As you open the tap and you let the new water flow, the dirty water will eventually
Right.
release, and eventually the pail of water will be clean.
Right.
So as I put in new beliefs and values, as I keep reading the Bible and things like that, it starts to help me to change and shape new beliefs and values, like love your enemies. I saw the enemies who were in prison, who murdered my friend. Of course I was angry and all, but when I learned about loving your enemies, doing good to those who hate me, yeah, I was able to forgive them. I even washed their feet in prison. So I was able to do a lot of things when I was inside because my beliefs start to change, my values start to change, right? Sometimes we don't have the right guidance, we don't have the right mentors or coaches to guide us with the right values and beliefs because they are more important. They are in our subconscious level. Once they change and they embed in us, it's easy for us to make our own right decisions in life. Yeah.
Very inspiring experience that you went through. But David, of course, we're going to move on to the next segment. But before that, thank you for people who are joining us in TikTok. I know you have been asking what topic because the topic is all about life after bars with my guest speaker David King. We are going through different segments, but of course, it's live right now in TikTok. Yes, back to YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram as well. It's 9 p.m. live. You'll be going in. So if you do have questions, also please type in, or you want to send some wishes and inspiring messages, please send it here as well because we will be replying offline as well. David, coming back to you, David. I mean, in Tamil, there's this famous quote. Not quote actually. It's created by us. நாலு பேரு நாலு விவரம் மாதிரியும் பேசுவாங்க நாலு பேரு நாலு மாதிரி பேசுவாங்க for people who talk differently. Wasn't you a bit taken back, like people are saying that, oh, you wanna go back to prison and came back, all this stigma? How do you actually push this negative, or what do you channel that to?
Of course, I mean, especially you do social media, and also, so there will always be haters lah. There are always people who will try to talk bad, no matter how good you are. So I mean, last time I was a bit. I mean, when I'm new to social media, I was a bit offended if any one comment was negative, but eventually I got used to. If anyone is trying to say anything, I mean, it doesn't change who I am. It doesn't change the way I do things or believe in, right? I mean, the most important is the people who know you, really knows you, knows who you are lah. That's the most important for me, right? And honestly, there are a lot of people who talk about how they are motivated everywhere I go. I mean, recently my TikToks, some of the TikToks have kind of blow up a little bit, so I get more people coming up to me to talk about how they are inspired. I've rarely one person who come to me, I mean, in front to say, I'm angry with you, or no. Haters usually only online, like, mostly, but when in present, I only see people who are well wishers lah, who come in and say nice things to inspire me. Sometimes I even post about them on my TikToks as well. Yeah, even yesterday I was in Arab Street and I was going to the bazaar, and then I was just passing by, and then one of these, I think, Indian Muslim guy or what, he was one of the stall owner. He was selling kebabs, and then he came to me, said, "Hey, you're David King, right?" From far, and then say, "I'm very motivated by what you're doing. I love your TikToks," and I was so touched, so. I will be probably posting about him tonight or tomorrow. I made a video to just talk about how it was the experience with him. Yeah, but even that, it was so nice to see that people coming up to say they are motivated, they are inspired, and even if it's one person, I'm happy that I did make a change to someone's life lah. Yeah.
Thank you, bro.
So
Thank you so
just
much. I mean,
all the haters, yeah, they will always
so
be
you,
haters. Yeah.
so you just don't act on it. You just ignore those stuff, but you just do what is necessary for you and your loved ones, and to the people that you're going to inspire. So that's what your main focus was, right?
Yes. True. Yes, once.
Thank you,
Very
David. I
true.
mean, for all
Yeah.
the viewers who are watching this right now, we are engaging with David King, motivational speaker, and he's also the CEO and author and life coach as well. Very inspiring to see many of our encouraging and like people like David King, right? I mean, is encouraging a lot of youth as well. So it's a very great thing to see right now. David, the topic that I'm going to go right now is of course we call it the youth. All right, we often see the youth as a strawberry generation, or rather, we call it the soft, melting generation. That's what the older generations are saying right now. So your advice, or for the upcoming youth, the youth are very vulnerable nowadays. Can be influenced by words and friends. What is your experiences, or the way you inspire youths? What is the word that you want to tell them?
What is the word I want to tell people? Um, I mean, there are many things lah that I wish to tell them, but give me an example, like particularly specifically who would this person be?
Okay, for youth, I think very vulnerable age. I think where they think that they know a lot of stuff. Probably the younger 13 and 14, probably mama papa. But what happens is between the 16 onwards, they start to fly. They think that they have that freedom, and they think that they can wide open the wings and fly. I mean, which is all parents want it, but unfortunately in the world out there, there's also negativities and other stuff that can just press on. So how one can be in that resilient stage, especially for youth, and the way you conducted your inspiring talks for youth, how you can actually make them so much in a very positive resilience.
Yeah. Um, Honestly, I wish there's a magic answer to this lah, but it's not that easy. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
teenage years are the dark ages lah, where it's hard to listen, it's hard to talk, it's hard for even parents to try to help them in a way like, they have their own mind, they want to have their own mind, they want to have their own way of doing things, they want freedom. So it's going to be tough. I think, I mean, honestly, if my encouragement is also to parents lah, in studies have shown, or even in the Bible it has said that 0 to 7 years old is the most crucial years where you need to put in and embed the right value systems in a child, so you teach them in the way they should go, and then they will go in the right way. So as a parent, I think if you're a young parent, especially 0 to 7 plays a very important role in what you're saying, how you shaping up them. Even teaching them it's okay to have white lies may help them to grow up with lying. So how we embed in the young days is important. As a parent, when they are older, I think we have to be a friend, especially in their teenage years. We must know we cannot like top down approach, whack them, think they are still young kids, they don't know what they're doing. We need to be a friend with them. So as much as we are a good friend, we don't even show judgmental. that we, even when they say something that's very horrifying, but we still put up a very neutral face, because we don't even go to a shock face now. You show the face, they don't want to tell you anymore already. So even
Right.
our face has to be neutral. So when we show this kind of non-judgmental expressions, and be very neutral, objective in helping them, being a friend, listening to them, and getting to know them, I think they will be more happy to open up you, because the more they close up, they will find alternative people to give them advice. And most of the time, it's going to be people their age, and they are going to be saying things that is not
Right.
probably advisable, right? So, as not everyone is gifted to have a coach or a mentor to guide them in their life. Of course, that would be the better option than parents, because nobody likes to listen to their parents at their age. They will listen to anyone who is outside of the parents, right? But not everyone can pay for a coach or mentor, or get a very good uncle or auntie who is able to be very open minded to be able to guide them. So
Right.
if you really have limitation, then you should play a good role as a parent to be their friends, and not just come home or you eat already, not you do your homework already, not okay, then go and play your game. Just ignore. Once okay, we can come, then we talk. So we need to put in a little bit more initiative and effort to be their friends. um, and even have time out with them. If you have two children, bring one child out, spend one time with them. Even 1 2 hours can make a big difference. Instead of always going out with two kids, just spending time going out eating is not the only way to uh find comfort in a family. We need to find individual time with them, so we can actually get to know what's happening with them. I'm not saying I'm also a young parent. I mean, uh, I have two kids. Of course, I'm divorced, but I have two kids. And sometimes it's not easy because they are two girls. And they find it hard to open up there. But I still have to find my own ways to get them to open up. So I need to make daddy daughter time with them as well, and get to know how I can inspire them in different ways. Yeah.
So you also mentioned about the parents as well. Parents also, able to go into the level of our youth in order to make sure that there are nice words that you mentioned. Very spot on. Like you can't be expressions, and they don't want to share with you. And I think you cover both the youth and the parent as well. So there must be a constant communication. Thank you for that, David. Yes, many videos that I've seen, and I'm sure people from the TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, Instagram as well will probably follow him, David King. Type it in, and our guest speaker will be there. Can hear some of his speeches there, fantastic speeches that he have done to schools and organizations as well. David, share some of your experiences as a life coach. I mean, you have talked about it on the segment of the advisors for the upcoming youth. But as a experience as a life coach, because you went through the challenges, the obstacles, the other part of the life where most people haven't seen, but you have seen it, and I feel that you are appreciating every single second of it because the way you speak is very down to earth as well as you're communicating and connecting with the younger youth. And I think there is a creating a bonding. So there must be something about as a life coach as you are. Maybe you want to share one or two experiences as a life coach.
Yeah, I do coach some kids when I go to their places. I do personal coaching. So sometimes parents know they are beyond hope, then they will engage my service. So when I go down and I get to motivate the kid, help them to know what's their problem, help them to change their ways, some of their values, their beliefs, they started to become better. But however, one of my challenges, the parents still do not participate in the change. They go back treating them the same, or scolding them, or scolding among the parents, and the child sees fighting, sees vulgarity, sees toxicity in the house, then they find it hard for them to change. So they go back to the old way. So it's sometimes it's a tough battle, because it's like I'm here trying to make it work, and then I have no real help from the parents. So sometimes I have to spend coaching the parents more than the child. So I teach them
Right.
tips and tricks so they will continue to behave better with the child. So it's easier for me to also work with the child. So I think parents have, I mean, sometimes they have money, but they are not willing to be involved in the process to make the child a better person. So that is one of my challenge as a coach. I think probably another challenge that I would share is that every kid is different. Some issues are more deeper than others. We have suicidal, we have homosexuality, we have autism. So some are beyond my capabilities lah, So I'm not saying I can, I'm able, I'm a master of every child and be able to help every point or every child. So sometimes some cases are a bit more difficult than the others as well. So these are some of the challenges that I face as a life coach.
Thank you for that, David. And of course, the last segment that we are here right now, I mean, we are engaging with David King, a motivational speaker. I've seen many videos of him in social media as well. I get attracted the way of energy and the way he inspires youth as well. And he's also a CEO and an author as well, and a life coach. And David is the CEO of Ministry of Empowerment slash Coach Cafe, right? David, the last segment that we are here right now,
Yeah.
your mission statement, David.
Yeah. My mission statement. Okay, I mean my mission is in life is to help every child to go in the right way and not end up like how I was in the past lah. Because I think when I was young, there wasn't a coach, a mentor, someone to guide me in my life. If I had, I would have not made bad choices. So I think my purpose in life is to help every child find their sense of direction in life. What I think I recently posted a TikTok about one of the comment that I received in TikTok about someone. I mean, it wasn't a viral post, but it was very meaningful to me because this person posted saying that the person knows me 8 years ago when they were younger, and they found hope in my words and my stories, and that helped them to inspire to change. And because of that, they went to study again, to pick up their life again, and they finish graduate in engineering, and they are doing well now. And they wrote in 8 years later to say how my stories have helped them to change. So that is very meaningful for, I mean, that is one thing that's more than enough for me. Because I mean, my line of work, we don't earn a lot of money, but I think I do earn wealth in terms of helping people to be inspired to change, to be a better person, to find their sense of direction. So I think I'm glad my mission is still working yeah, in this world.
We wish you all the best and success, David King, and of course, your valuable time in a midday like this to set aside to join me at Kopi Events to discuss and chat on this podcast about life after bars. So thank you so much, David. We'll stay connected and keep inspiring more youth and more people around. Thank you so much, David.
Thank you. And of course, if anyone wants to get my books also, they can always, I mean, and my life story, I've written it as a book. So they, by all means, can contact me if they want a copy of the book. Yeah.
And for viewers who want to get in touch with David, it's very simple. Go to socials, TikTok or Instagram. And do you have a YouTube as well, David?
Yeah, I stopped posting in YouTube. I do have a YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, I do have Facebook and all the other socials, even Twitter.
Instagrams and Facebook as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So look it up, people. It's David King. Get in touch if you're inspired. I'm sure you will be inspired of his speech. And if, yeah, please get in connected with him and then explore more opportunities and how we can be super well-being as well. Thank you, David. Thank you so much. We will stay connected. Thank you.
Thank you. See you.
Thank you. Bye.